Okay.
And we're
But
not live, we're recording.
yeah.
Justin,
Okay.
how do you say
So
your last name?
but me. Tate. Tate. But
Oh, okay. There was an
okay.
O in there, so I wasn't
Yeah.
like sure.
Bitch. Okay. Yeah, that's my middle initial. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But me. Okay.
Well, Justin, you are a
But
BMX rider
I.
who
Yeah. But
has
me.
Tourette's
But
syndrome.
me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. But me. Okay.
And
But me. Okay.
I learned about you
Okay. Okay.
from Andy
But
Pandemic,
me. Okay. Yeah.
and
But love that guy. But him.
yeah,
Okay.
he had nothing but good stuff to say
Yeah.
about you.
For him.
And
Okay.
you posted that video,
But me. Okay.
whatever day that was.
Yeah, the same day of the contest, I think. But me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
he told me about
But
you, and then I watched the video,
okay. But
and
me.
instantly
But me.
I was like,
But me.
I need to
Okay.
hear this guy's story.
Shut up, Cartman. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Cartman.
I fuck him. He's a bitch. Good for him. Okay. Yeah.
So
But
I kind of
okay.
don't know exactly where we start,
Yeah.
and
You need.
I,
But me.
I guess I would just
But
love to hear
but
first how you even got into BMX.
yeah. Seventh grade. This kid Dusty. He's now a friend. But at the time I didn't really know him. He came into gym class in the locker room. Fuck him. Saying how much fun he had BMXing over the weekend. I had no clue what it was, not a clue. So I went home and did whatever internet search at the time. It was like 1998, so it was probably Ask Jeeves. Okay,
I remember
and
Ask Jeeves.
I typed what is BMX, and I found Paul Vale's website, bmxtricks.com. Um, I don't know if you ever saw that, but
Uh-uh.
me, it was amazing. His website had um, trick descriptions and videos of all the flatland tricks. I was mesmerized by it, could not even believe. So I was big into cycling, but me, my family did a lot of long distance cycling. So I was like 11 years old, and it was normal for me to go on 10-mile bike rides by myself,
Oh
or
wow.
we do 25-mile bike rides or 50. My family even did a 500-mile ride from the bottom of Utah to the top of Utah in 5 days. But me,
Whoa.
426 miles, I think. But so we were big cyclists, but just norm. Actually, we rode those recumbents. Sometimes we rode those recumbents, like the sit back
Uh-huh.
recliner bikes that are kind of weird. But there's this guy Kurt Voorhees, all
Oh, I
red.
know Kurt.
He does tricks on them. But me, that's the exact kind of bike that I used to ride sometimes. But me, and I looked up this BMX tricks website and was hooked on it. My brother had a little Huffy, and I just started riding it in circles around the garage like as fast as I could. It was so much fun. Then I would set my jacket on the road and I would hop over it and then spread it further until the jacket was all the way spread as far as it could go. And I hopped over it, and by that point I knew I needed to ride BMX. But switch
And
over from cycling and but
and so
so
you've
but
ridden ever since 1998 then.
yeah, it was 13, 12 or 13, yeah. But me,
Wow, that's
but
awesome.
yeah, but so but and I had how I got my bike is I was my dad's bicycle club, like long distance cycling. I won an award in his club for youth high mileage because I had ridden over 1,000 miles in the summer. But me,
Whoa.
so they gave me a cash prize for that, and but me, my dad helped me use that. Plus, he pitched in some to get my first BMX, which was a Specialized Fat Boy 415 FSX. It was the red one. But me, and I beat that shit out of that thing and broke every part on it within the first year. And just, I rode so hard and just was hugely into riding from that point. But me,
Huh.
thank my friend Dusty for saying he had fun BMXing, and then that's what started it all. But me,
No kidding.
but
That's pretty cool.
it's been an
So
amazing thing throughout my life. But okay,
so
but
you've never stopped since 98?
no, as I got out after I got married and had kids, life got busy, and I basically stopped. I still had my bike, but I hardly rode for about a decade. It was like
Okay.
once a year I would pull it out. Really, I got too busy with life, so I thought I was done. When I was in my mid 20s, I thought I was done riding. Thought I was too old or whatever. But um, wasn't until mid-30s that I fucking got it back into it. And it's been the best thing for me for a lot of reasons.
Huh. Well, that's pretty awesome. So, I suppose maybe we talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And I kind of just was curious to learn, like, is this something that you've had forever? Is it something that, how does that actually work?
Yeah, Tourette's. So I've always had it. It's genetic. You're born with it. And for some people, it starts in elementary school and worse, and then gets better with age a little bit. For others, it gets worse with age. I'm one of those people. It's gotten significantly worse. So my memory of tics started mostly in middle school, around the same time I started riding, I guess, middle school. Very mild, like blinking, hard blinking, and humming noises, like that sort of thing. And the head shake, this kind of like shaking my head like this all the time. So those were my three main tics through middle and high school. I tried my best to hide it because I was very self-conscious of it, didn't want people to see it, but I didn't know what Tourette's was until I was in my 20s. So it was just because tics run in my family. Some people in my family have mild tics that come and go, and so my family thought it was normal. They thought everyone has tics, really, and so it was never really thought of much. And I was a very extremely shy kid, so I just tried to hide it and pretend like nobody noticed and hoped that nobody noticed. But I would get the hint when people would say stuff like about blinking, and I'm like, shit, people. No, I didn't say shit back then. I'll tell you about that, but I said, crap, fuck me. Okay. I tried my best not to let people notice, but I was very self-conscious of it, which is why biking was such a perfect sport for me, because it got me away from people.
Yeah, it definitely can.
Okay. So yeah, I don't even know if I answered your question about Tourette's. There's a lot more to it, but yeah. I
don't know. I think your experience of it kind of answers it well enough.
Yeah, it's gotten way worse.
Does it affect riding?
So that's the coolest thing. That's one of the things I love showing people is how when I'm doing a trick, the tics stop completely. It's like a light switch. Turn it off. Fuck me.
Wow.
Okay. She's a bitch. Fuck her. Okay. So because it takes like focus to keep me safe during a trick, my brain overrides the tics and decides to focus all of the energy on staying safe. So the second I start a trick, it turns off. And that's why I love to do links, flatland links that will like combine multiple tricks. I try to keep it going as long as I can because I get that calmness. And then the second my wheels are back on the ground in normal riding position, the tics come right back instantly, like light switch. But
wow. So
yeah.
What does it feel like to have like those moments of
this one's for you, Ray. Okay.
Ray, you hear that? No,
okay.
Like, is that something that other people who have Tourette's experience? Like things that get them, keep them?
Yeah, totally. Most people have some kind of a hobby that it does that, like music. Like Billie Eilish, the singer, she has Tourette's. So playing a musical instrument. I also played the flute in the school band, and I never tick while I'm playing. Sometimes I struggle to get that first note out, but once I could get the first note out, I was good until I stopped playing. When I set it down, ticks come back. But there's like famous soccer players or sports people, different. Yeah, a lot of people have some kind of activity that will that will stop their tics.
Wow.
It's
so we should have done the podcast while you were in a trick.
Yeah. I could sit there in a track stand. But
That's funny.
I brought my bike in here to show sometime if need, but
Okay.
there's not really room to do that. But yeah, I have some videos where I show that while I'm doing a trick. I can talk and feel totally calm. It's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, what is that like for you to experience those moments of calm?
Oh, it is. I live for those moments. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It is just, fuck me. Those moments are so rare to feel just like total calmness. And people laugh because like I'm in the middle of a trick. It doesn't oops, my bike fell. It doesn't look like I'm calm because I'm doing something, but like I am calm. Like I can't even there's certain tricks that I've gotten so good at from repeated that it's like really relaxing to be in that position. It's just like I can't describe how good it is. I live for those moments because the calmness doesn't come often. But me.
Wow,
Okay.
man, that's incredible.
Yeah, but me. Okay.
So I just find myself thinking of more and more questions. Like, does it affect sleep?
Yeah, sometimes. So this is interesting. But I generally don't struggle to sleep, and my wife and I, we think it's because my body's constantly moving, but that my body is worn out by the end of the day.
Oh, that makes sense.
But usually have no trouble falling asleep, but I do tick in my sleep. My wife says I do tick in my sleep, but sometimes my tics will keep me up late. Sometimes it will keep me up for hours, can't go to sleep, or I'll wake up. Sometimes I'll fall asleep and then wake up like 20 minutes later and the tics are really intense. I don't know why. But in that stage of sleep, I guess, shortly after starting, I can wake up and it can be really bad. And sometimes it can keep me up a while. Wow. But it's not often, luckily. But that it's that bad, But sometimes it does.
That makes sense. I mean,
this is for you, Ray. Okay, fuck you. Okay.
So, do you know like a lot about Tourette's itself?
Not everything, but I've learned a lot just from lived experience. It wasn't until I was 26, I think, that I was diagnosed. But me, okay, or in my 20s, yeah, whatever. So I started learning at that point, and I met a lot of people, and I feel like the more I try to understand it, the more I feel I understand it, something else surprises me, and I feel like I don't understand it. But it's a never-ending journey to figure out my brain, because tics change over time. You get used to one thing, and then tics will go away, and new tics will come, and it's just like, what is going on? But me.
So, has it been studied or figured out, like, where it's actually coming from?
They have some ideas. I've heard, and I can't remember the name of the part of the brain, but yeah, more research needs to be done, but they are studying it slowly. But it's hard to find doctors who know anything about it. But we've been to many, many doctors, but not many know but much about it. But
it's such a different thing. Like thinking thinking about it, it'd be like, well, I feel like the doctor would just say, go ride your bike as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much they can do. There's some really strong medicines you can take, but the side effects are sometimes not worth it. I've tried a few and had bad side effects, and currently not on medication for it, but found only one thing that helps. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. Gummies, but
you can talk about whatever you want to.
Yeah, Delta 8 THC CBD gummies are the only thing that helps. But it's amazing. It's like, So when I'm out in public and seeing people, I'm basically having to flip almost everyone off and say vulgar things. Really, it can be really inappropriate, but worse than anything I've said so far. Okay. And the gummies can turn that off temporarily for a couple hours. Like, so if I don't take it often, but like if my family goes out to eat, I'll
Yeah.
take one. And it can make it so I can actually look at someone and not flip them off and not say, I want to lick your asshole. Okay. Yeah. So it's amazing. Like, I'm really glad I discovered that. And it was difficult to discover that in the culture that I grew up in. That was a no-no. But fuck me. Yeah, just like everything about me now is a no-no in that culture. Fuck me. So it's been, yeah, that's one of the best things that I found to help during certain situations. But I can only take it if my wife is going to be driving and but me. So it's limited in its use, but it can really help at times.
That
That
makes sense.
achieve that calmness that I talked about with the bike riding, that can help me achieve that calmness, and it's just unbelievable. Okay, but
Like
me.
bliss.
Okay? Yeah, like I my favorite thing to do when I have that calmness is just to look at people. Like it sounds weird, not in a creepy way, just because I can't look at people with seeing people is what triggers my worst tics, and it get me in trouble with the things that I say and do. But and so to be able to look at people without doing anything, without reacting, ticking, is just the most beautiful thing. Like I can actually look at their eyes and like appreciate the beauty of that person, like their soul, their I I just imagine what are they like? What is going on in their day to day? I know that person has contributed good to the world and like people love them and like I just want to know people's story and when I'm able to look at them like that and have no tics distracting me, it's amazing. Like it's the best thing ever. So I live for those moments and I constantly trying to find ways of calming my tics so that I can experience that more. But that peaceful feeling. But me. So
Have you ever thought about, because you went through that whole description just now
but me.
with none.
Really?
Yes.
See, I never noticed that. People point that out, but when there are certain moments. But
So what I'm wondering is like, have you ever thought about doing like your own podcast or your own way of learning about people in that way?
It's a cool thought. I guess I've had maybe subtle little thoughts about it, but not too much. But I mean, yeah. I mean, part of why I do videos, Tourette awareness videos, is to help me get used to that. But yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about. But
I think
I'm always pushing myself to interact with people because it's a rare thing. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know the logistics of how that works. If it's just, you know, like people you know or around you or people who ride or whatever it might be, but or other people who might have like Tourette's or things that could be learned about.
Yeah, I want to do more calls like this in general. Like every time I do one, I'm like, this is amazing. It feels like I'm actually in a room with someone, which is such a rare thing. Like I never get in-person face-to-face interaction with people very rarely. But so the video calls make it feel that way. So I do need to do more stuff like that. But
well, there you go. So
it goes in your asshole, okay? Like, okay? Yeah.
So your video that you posted talks about how like BMX kind of saved you.
Yeah.
Why is that? How is that?
Oh boy, it's hard to like explain it in a short way, but like
you don't have to in a short way. You can go all the way to the beginning.
But I mean, BMX has helped me since the beginning when I was 12, 13. But like because I was self-conscious about my tics and things, and just it was my escape. And especially being a flatlander, flatlanders are known for being loner, riding alone in a parking lot for hours. That's what I did. But after school, I didn't hang out at friends' houses. I was a loner, and it helped me to get pretty good at doing tricks early on, and it helped me get out of my shyness. But because I was extreme shy, like wouldn't talk to my grandparents, kind of thing. But and biking helped me to meet people, because when I was doing bikes, people would come to me and be like excited, and it helped teach me how to talk to people. And but it kept me healthy.
Yeah.
You know that it's like the most amazing full body workout, BMX. It's kept me healthy all these years.
Yep.
Even though I took a break for a few years, it's like, but incredible. But especially I can't go to gyms because that would be a nightmare with my kind of tics. And so it's a workout I can do at home and okay, on my own. But it's also taught me some good lessons, because like in middle school, I saw that there were people who hated me for BMX, like people from church and stuff who judged me because of that stereotype about skaters, BMXers. I saw people who hated me for the BMX, but then they loved me for the flute, because that was unexpected. I played the flute, and those people thought I was great. It's great. It's great. Okay. All right, that word triggers. I have to say it 3 times. The G word. But me. Great. It's great. It's great. Okay. And then I saw that there were kids at school who hated me for the flute and teased me relentlessly for playing the flute, because they said boys shouldn't play the flute. But then and one kid in particular would physically slam me into the wall every time he saw me. And once he saw me perform bike tricks in the school assembly, he thought it was so cool and like apologized. And the contrast of that really taught me a lesson of not care what people think.
Yeah.
Because their views of me made no sense. They love me for the bike, hate me for the flute, or they love me for the flute and hate me for the bike. I just thought, that is so stupid. I'm not going to listen to what anyone says. Now, but me, I still struggle to this day to not worry about what people think, and it's harder than ever now with how my Tourette's has fucked me in the ass progressed over the years. And okay. So that's one lesson that it taught me that I've carried with me. But how BMX helped me in more recent years. So, yeah, this is where it's hard to explain. The religious background I come from is very strict and very, and I just want to say, my parents are wonderful. When I talk about being raised in this religion and in a negative way, I'm not talking about my parents. They were wonderful. It's the church structure, teachings, leaders. That's who I'm not happy with. Is the church. But they make you think that it's all wonderful and all about loving everyone. Now looking back, I can see some very serious problems with the way they do things in that church. But me, and the love is very conditional, only upon strict obedience to very high demand rules that normal people would think is ridiculous. But when you're born into it and raised that way, but you think it's normal, but later you realize how awful it really can be. But as my Tourette's progressed, so it got way worse in my 20s during a stressful job I worked. But I was a mortician. But embalming the dead. Okay, and then years later, my tics got way worse during another very stressful job, and the swearing tic started. So, as you may know, not everyone with Tourette's shouts swear words like me.
Yeah.
Like what's in the movies, but me. And I didn't say a swear word for the first 35 years of my life. But me. I was like that strict. Because I also have OCD, but me. And when you combine OCD with religion, it's called scrupulosity, and it can be very debilitating, where you take the religious practices too seriously and you beat yourself up constantly. I describe it as I lived in a constant state of guilt, shame, and self-loathing since I was my whole life. And only recently I've learned to let that go. And what happened was when I started swearing, my swearing tick started when I was like 35, but a few years ago, and it came out of nowhere. I had never said a swear word in my life, and then all of a sudden I had to say but, 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 but. And it's difficult to describe how big of a deal that was for me. Like, it's really difficult to. I was taught that saying swear words was bad, like really bad. Like, it will chase God's spirit away. The devil has literal power over you to, like, they taught me that a swear word, even if I'm not the one saying it, if I'm hanging around, people are watching shows that have swearing, that would chase away God, make me susceptible to the devil. And I lived in a constant state of fear because of that. So when I suddenly started having to say swear words, it was terrifying. Like, I was like, no, 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 this cannot be happening. I thought my world was ending because I suddenly was becoming the thing that I was told was the worst, was bad. Like, all these things that I say, that my tics are like sexual things, swearing, this is all stuff that was completely inappropriate. No place for this allowed in that church. Mormon, it's Mormon, okay? Culture, okay? But them. Shut up, Cartman, okay? Um, so like overnight I became, or in an instant, I suddenly became this horrible person in my eyes because I was taught that if you swear, you're bad. And I hate even saying that because, but I was raised since birth to think that by this church. And so it was difficult for me to feel, to love myself. I came into very deep depression when this happened because I know that's not okay in my culture. I was surrounded by church people. It's a very community focused church where that's all you really associate with. So I suddenly became the worst thing possible and my worst fear, the reason I had stopped working was because of the sexual tics that could be taken the wrong way. And I had this very bad fear of false accusations, people taking it the wrong way, but me. That's why my doctors pulled me out of my job, but me. So the only interaction I had with people was at church at that point, and that's the one place where I thought I would be the safest. But that's where I experienced my worst fear: false accusations, lies, rumors to smear my reputation. People who just misunderstand Tourette's, but me. They don't understand it, so they thought of me as a threat, but me. And they made up lies about me and my wife. They smeared both of our reputation with complete utter lies about Tourette, saying that we were like, yeah, it's yeah, it's hard to like they oh, it's so difficult to explain, but like they turned our church leaders against us. I was banished to stay at home for many months because we still believed in this religion at the time. We still tried so hard to stay involved, but week after week they would have but me meetings with us where they would berate us, tell us how bad we are, tell us that we just need to forget about this, not tell anyone about it. They silenced us, told us we couldn't talk to our best friends about it, couldn't talk to anyone about it, and used the fear of God against us. They said if we cause anyone else to have negative feelings about the church because of this, then their sins will be on our head. And I could go into all sorts of stuff, I won't, but after many months of this, just them mentally abusing us, making us feel horrible, we tried to stay involved, and finally they sent one of my friends to deliver a letter legally banning me from church property, threatening to call police if I step on church property, which was a big, like, in that church, it's Mormons, okay? Fuck them, okay? It's it's difficult to explain how serious that is. Like, to be like banished, it's a matter of eternal life with God and your family, or being separated from your family for eternity, and basically the Mormon version of damnation and hell, but not being able to participate in the church. So that kind of crushed us, and we learned a lot about the church at that point because we had a lot of spare time being banished at home. So we read a lot, studied a lot, and discovered that there are a lot of lies and horrible, horrible things in the church's history, and we lost our faith and left that behind. And right as all that was happening, early on when the false accusations were coming about my Tourette's, but her, she's a bitch. Good for her. Okay. We we started sharing Tourette's awareness online. It became very important for us to teach people about it because we didn't want anyone else to be treated that way, to be banished for a disability, but me for something you can't control. So we started raising awareness and meeting. I had started riding my bike a little bit before then. And so I started meeting a few flatlanders and BMXers online on Instagram. And Andy Pandemic, my good friend, he invited me to this Huff Jam contest. And at this point, I was terrified of going anywhere. I thought I could never go anywhere ever again because at the one place I was supposed to be safe, church, I was not safe. I was literally being accused of horrible things, which are complete lies. So I was scared to go anywhere. But Andy assured me, like without any hesitation, he knew I would feel safe at this bike event, this flatland competition. But after months of him encouraging me and reassuring me, and also Dave Norrie and George Ray Flatland, and Joe Sisman, then they all really encouraged me to go, and they were right. And like this probably doesn't seem like a big deal to anyone there. Like to them, they weren't doing anything special, but to me, to be able to walk into a place and know for a fact that I'm safe there, that nobody's gonna be bothered by my swearing, but me, because like BMX riders understand what it's like to be social outcast, looked down upon by other people. So like the people there just don't even have to try to accept me. They naturally, intrinsically accept me no matter what. And that's something that I never experienced in the environment, the culture I came from. But then I wish I could describe it better, but like to be just loved unconditionally is something I have literally never known. I was raised on this idea that you have to be perfect and you have to be following very, very strict set of rules to be accepted and loved by God. And here I was being told God doesn't love me, my church community doesn't love me, nobody loves me, nobody stood up for me except one or two people. But now here I come into this flatland world where I don't even have to ask for them to accept me. They do naturally. And like it's the only place I can go. That competition is the only place I can go where I am completely safe, happy, no worries at all. My wife worries about me everywhere I go, except there. She looks forward to that competition because she can send me there and not worry about me one little bit. She knows I'm safe, but me. And it's the most beautiful thing because for a while that was one of my only social interactions was this once a year competition. Otherwise, I usually hide away. But me. I'm getting better, and that's the biking world has helped me to progress in learning how to get out in the world again. But me, it's really amazing. But me, so they've given me life back where I thought I lost everything, but they're helping me to see the world again and explore it in a whole new way with the freedom of thought that I'd never had in that belief system. But me, so yeah, it's a beautiful world. But I'm glad to be in it. But
it really is, man.
Okay. But me, you're a bitch. Good for you. Okay.
That is
okay.
an incredible story, man.
Okay. But
like I don't think I said a word for 15 minutes.
Oh, I talk too much. I ramble.
No, it was because I wanted to listen and
Okay.
hear what you had to
Okay.
say, because
Okay.
it just is a
Okay.
perfect representation of the BMX community, and more specifically the flatland community that I experienced myself
Mhm.
2
Oh, yeah.
weekends
So
ago,
glad you got to go to that.
where I had never been to a flatland event before at all.
Yeah.
And in showing up, it was so incredible to me to see so many people come up to me and be that I'd never talked to before, and be like, "Oh man, you're here. Like, I can't believe you're here."
Yeah.
And then just be so excited, and then they saw that I was actually riding, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're here and you're riding." Like,
Yeah.
it was
so much love, nothing but love.
yeah. And then afterwards, when almost the entirety of the contest went to one restaurant.
Wow.
Like I'm used to, you know, we have a contest and we'll get 10 of us.
Yeah.
10 of us will go somewhere, and it's normal. But we showed up at this restaurant and their entire outside area was people from the contest. There was probably 50 people. And then we go in and there's like 5 tables inside that are full of people from the contest. And then we go in and put 3 tables together, fill those up. More people come in and put 2 tables together, fill those up, and people are going in and around. And I'm like, I'm used to, you know, a few people going out to eat, but not the entire event.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so glad. You had a good experience.
It was
There's
amazing.
nothing but love in the flatland world.
Yeah, everybody's like a family, and then after they eat, they walk around and mingle with each other and whatever else. And it was seriously an incredible experience. And Andy talking about how you came into that world, it was like, he told me the surface level, and then it was like, wow, that's really cool. Then to see your video and now to hear the story firsthand, it's amazing.
Yeah, and there's a lot more to it, and I'm not very good at telling it, but yeah, it was wild, but it's changed my life. Like, I see the world through a much more beautiful lens now. I'm so happy, so much happier, and I have people that I know genuinely care about me no matter what. Like, no matter what.
Around the entire country.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is. He also told me that in your run, you had this run, and then in the middle of your run, something to do with flipping something off or something, like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember it was cool.
I do that.
But he said that like everybody lost it when that happened. It was just like cheering and excited.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see so many middle fingers. In my family, that means I love you. Fuck you. Okay.
That's funny.
So, yeah. So I love when people do that. It actually helps calm me when I hear people swear and do the middle finger. Like, it genuinely calms me, because of the fact that if you swear, that shows me that you're not going to judge me. You're not going to be offended by me.
Yeah.
Whereas the community I came from, swearing is so taboo, so not okay, that some people still are not okay. They say they're okay with me swearing, but they're not okay with anyone else. And they themselves, if you gave them $1 million, they wouldn't do a middle finger because they think that will invite evil spirits or whatever. Like, some people are so serious about it that that's why I don't feel safe around that community anymore. But here, yeah, everyone, if you flip me off, that shows me that you're safe to be around. And
we can do a thumbnail where we both flip off the camera, and that'll be the thumbnail. Yeah. Like, oh wait, wrong hand. Yeah. Let me get in there. There it is. Give me one.
Yeah.
But I gotta remember what point in time. All right, 40 minutes. So
Okay.
I never really knew that
Okay.
about
Okay.
that side of things, and I
Okay.
wasn't aware about
Okay.
like the literal use of like fearing God to control people.
Yeah. And some people would deny that that's true. They'll say I'm exaggerating, but for me and the stuff that I read and learned and was taught, that was my reality. But
Yeah,
that's what I was taught very clearly. But and I believed it. But for many years. But
it's so wild because you would think that as like a religion where you're trying to be a good person, you'd be like, oh, this is totally outside of this person's control.
yeah.
Like that is the definition of what's happening. They have no control over it. So
Yeah.
why would we hold that against them?
Okay. Yeah. But it's yeah.
Wild. I'm glad you found the BMX community.
Yeah. I feel so loved every day, but because of it. But
Have you connected with other riders who have Tourette's or anything like that?
yeah, a couple, and that's been awesome. But to find people who have even more in common. But it's yeah, there's all sorts of people in the community you wouldn't even know. Um, I love that when you share more vulnerable things, you find out more about people, and it can help build relationships that way. That's why I'm glad I've been sharing about it. Because yeah, I've met so many wonderful people, and some do have Tourette's, tic, Tourette's or other tic disorders. Other riders, it's awesome. Okay.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man.
Okay.
When I saw the video and learned fully about you, I instantly wanted to hear your story, and I wanted to do this podcast, and I have been in a like rut in terms of the podcast stuff because it kind of turned into a job for me where it was like,
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find somebody so I can do one or more podcasts every single week. And then you see everybody else who's out there doing these podcasts and they do one every single week. And it's like,
Yeah.
man, it just feels like work. And I'm not doing this because it's work. I'm doing it because I love it and because I want to learn about people. And I didn't realize that until I saw your video and realized I wanted to hear your story.
Oh, well, I'm really thankful that you take the time to do it. I appreciate it. But
absolutely, man. Like I'm excited to go to Huff Jam later wait, is it this year or next year? It already happened this year.
It's usually July. But
so I'm excited to go to Huff Jam next year and we get to ride together.
Yeah, it's good. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what types of stuff do you do on your Instagram? I just started following you last week, so I haven't seen it.
Mostly riding clips of flatland. Flatland riding clips. Also dirt. I have a little dirt trail I'm working on. It's a lot of work. But as anyone who has dug dirt jumps knows how much work it is. So I'm slowly building a pump track. But I post about that, and then Tourette's awareness. I mostly just try to show my life to teach people what Tourette's is about. Because like I said, it became very important for my wife and I to teach the world about it so that other Tourette people won't be treated badly like we were. But me.
Yeah.
So I just try to show my life, which consists of biking, gardening, and, well, we have 3 kids, but I mainly keep that mostly private. But me. But we're very open about answering questions about anything. We don't mind the personal questions. We just want people to understand it. And but me. So people can feel free to ask us the difficult questions or the questions you think, oh, I shouldn't ask that. Go ahead. What the worst we can say is no, we don't feel comfortable, but we want people to understand it. So fuck you.
What are some of those common questions that people would ask that like we haven't talked about tonight?
Okay. Oh, there's all sorts, but I mean but a lot of people wonder about how it affects my biking, so I told you about that. Just why most people wonder why I swear. But why some Tourette people swear and say inappropriate things. And the answer is nobody really understands.
Mm-hmm.
The scientists are trying to understand it, but something in the brain is malfunctioning to where I don't have a filter. But that's not to say that the things I say are my true thoughts.
Yeah.
Generally, the tics are random, and when you have this Copro, so the inappropriate tics is called "fuck me." It's called "fuck me." It's called "fuck me." Okay, it's called Copro phenomena. "Fuck me," which is vulgar, socially inappropriate, and derogatory tics, which can include words and gestures. "Fuck me." And for some reason, the brain just wants to offend people. It wants to make, or how I would describe it is, my brain wants to make people uncomfortable, particularly me. My brain wants to make me uncomfortable, but me. And the best way to do that is by saying horrible things to people. You're a bitch. Good for you. Okay. So that's my big. I love people. I love to be nice and kind. My mom taught me that, and so the worst thing for me is to make other people uncomfortable, and so that's what my brain tries to do. It'll analyze the situation, and it's mostly in person. It will in a place where I don't know people. So like the Huff Jam competition, I feel safe there. I'm a little more relaxed because I know I'm accepted. But if I'm out at a grocery store, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because I see people I don't know, and my brain tells me to tell them
Right.
the worst possible thing you can imagine. My brain will say it out loud, okay? Which is why it's so terrifying to go out. So basically, nobody knows really why we swear, but not everyone has the swear words. I didn't for the first 35 years, but then stress triggered it, and it stayed with me the last 3 or so years. But me. And it doesn't go away once it starts.
Yeah.
I've heard from others, but me. I've met several other people exactly like me. I'm not the only one living with this, and it's been amazing to connect with others so we all can not feel alone in this. But
Right. Are people, like, when you are at a grocery store and something happens, are people generally like accepting whenever you're like, I'm sorry, I have Tourette's, or whatever you say?
Yeah, if I have a chance to tell them I have Tourette's, then people usually will understand. But it's sometimes I am not able to say that, and we get looks.
Yeah.
Sure. Usually, I try to have a family member with me for safety. They could defend me, or I'll get to know the workers at a place.
Yeah.
So that I can know that when I go to the bank or the pharmacy, I have a safe person that I could run to if needed. But me,
Right.
try to do that. But usually I try so hard to not let people hear my tics, and there's all sorts of little tricks I've learned, but like mainly avoiding eye contact. If I can avoid seeing people, then it's less tics, because visually seeing them is what triggers it usually. But me. And I've gone to therapy to learn some breathing techniques or whatever to like say the N word while inhaling air, because then it comes out as a whisper. Okay. Now that doesn't satisfy the tic urge. The tic urge is like a hiccup or
like a sneeze.
Like that. Yeah, one of those involuntary things that everyone experiences. Hiccup, sneeze. It's like so you can try to suppress it, but it's not going to fully satisfy the urge. And so it builds up pressure until you actually let it out fully. But
can you go the opposite way, where you like force it out and get it out?
Yes, you're a genius.
Well, I think about when I sneeze sometimes, and I'm breathing slow, and then I just start breathing faster until I sneeze, and I'm like, all right, it's done.
And then it's done. I've never had anyone like say it that quick, but that's the trick to it. And it took me a while to realize that, but like it was like this it's great, okay? This good moment where when I realized that's the trick to being calm is just letting it out.
Yeah.
That's the secret. But it doesn't mean it will stop your tics forever. But like, if I let it out, the worst possible tic that I'm afraid to say, if I just say it, it calms me down momentarily. It could last anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes, but that's the trick. So I I have a friend who's pretty good at it, at like accepting herself, letting the tics out, not letting. And overall, even though they have the same type of tics as me, she's more calm overall because
Mhm.
she accepts herself. And that's what I'm working towards, is learning to let it out. But the problem is there are some situations, okay, where I just can't let it out because the consequences could be awful.
Right.
If I say the wrong thing to the wrong person. So in many cases, I do try to suppress the tic, but by doing techniques of like saying it while breathing in.
Yeah.
But the tic still has to come out. It might buy me a few seconds to where I can get past that person, and then a new person comes into my vision to where that tic urge can kind of fade away as I move on to the next person. And it's so you never get full relief unless you do as you said and just say it. And but it's amazing when I do. And I can only do that usually around people who I trust, close friends who fully accept me. I can say those worst tics, and then it's weird. My body will take this deep breath. It will be like, I'll say it, and then I'll go like, and then as I exhale, I just feel the calmness start. And it's like, okay, but it's amazing. So yeah, you crack the code of Tourette's. You just let it out, and then you'll be more calm on average.
Interesting.
Okay.
Have you found?
Easier said than done when your tics are very offensive. Okay.
Oh, dude, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine being in like. Good luck going. Well, actually, people in New York City would probably be like, "Hey, what?" Like, they think you're just like a normal person.
Yeah. See, but I was never exposed to that growing up in Utah. Now I realize that there are people out there who will love me unconditionally. They don't care what comes out of my mouth, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Meeting people like that. Okay, but me.
Do you feel like you're more patient of a person because of Tourette's?
Oh, yes. I mean, I am a much better person because of what I've learned from this. It's taught me unconditional love. Like, I never knew that was a thing. The environment I was in showed me that love is conditional, but now Tourette's has taught me to not judge anyone.
Yeah.
I used to be very judgmental because God told me that if you don't do this and this and this, then you're bad. And I hate that I had those kind of thoughts, but Tourette's have taught me to throw that out the window. And I've learned to just love and accept everyone no matter what. And it is beautiful. Like, that's what brings me happiness, is this whole new perspective of no judgment for anyone, being able to see the beauty in every person. I love people. They're awesome. Okay.
Do you feel that it's taught you more patience?
Okay, but me. Okay. I feel like, yeah. I think biking has taught me patience even more, though.
Oh, well, there is that, because it's legitimately the hardest thing you can do on a bike.
Yeah, I've been learning that patience lesson with learning flatland tricks since I was 12 or 13. But yeah, Tourette's has taught me patience among many other lessons. But the biggest lesson is just love everybody no matter what and see the good in them.
Yeah.
Nobody is bad for saying words. Words are not bad. But
that almost makes me not want to ask about what had seemed like was going around, where it was like cool to just say that you had Tourette's.
Yeah, like as a joke.
Or just like you think you're self-diagnosing yourself with Tourette's, even though you have no idea if you actually have it.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I think as more awareness gets out there, that will go less and less.
Yeah.
It'll go away more. there's a lot of awareness out there now. Like almost everyone I meet has heard of Tourette's when I tell them, and so it diffuses my stress very quickly when I say, "Oh, I have a nephew with Tourette's," or "I watched this girl on TikTok with Tourette's," and it like calms me down. So, but so I don't think as many people are doing that sort of thing. And like I personally am, fuck me, not. I'm okay with joking around about it. Some people are more sensitive to it, and that's totally respectable. But my wife and I thrive off of laughing about it because, okay, if we didn't laugh, it would be depressing. So we have to joke around. My wife will, if I say something horrible, she will try to say something even more. She'll try to top it, and we'll sometimes surprise each other. But
That's pretty funny.
It can get interesting. But
there was an episode of South Park with Tourette's in it, wasn't there? Yeah, there was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because there was that girl who was like, she's like...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love that they had kids and an adult with Tourette's. The guy saying, yes.
That was a good one.
It's like, that show really did a good job of showing and teaching about it, and then showing what not to do with Cartman pretending to have Tourette's.
Yeah.
Okay. That show, I really love that for a lot of reasons. That show has been therapeutic for me as well. But medicine.
Oh, it's just one of the best.
But
I saw your, whatever you call that cup thing.
Okay. But, yeah. Because since there's so much swearing and vulgar things in the show, it makes me feel safer. Just like how when people are swearing around me, if I can listen to like music that has a lot of swearing or watch South Park, it just makes me feel like I'm not the most inappropriate person in the room. So it's meant a lot to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
I kind of had a thought. I wondered if or how early in human development and evolution Tourette's came. Where like if there's cavemen who had Tourette's and they're just, they obviously wouldn't have had middle fingers or cuss words even maybe. So like I wonder what would have been.
That's a really good question. So the Copro phenomena tics is basically socially inappropriate. So they would be ticking whatever would be socially inappropriate for their culture. Like little kids that have Copro phenomena, they may not know all the bad words. No, sorry, there is no such thing as bad words. But me,
that's exactly right.
Change that view. They may not know which words are socially unacceptable, so they'll do whatever is socially unacceptable for their level of understanding. So the first people who had Tourette's, I don't know what their tics were, but it was something that their fellow people didn't approve of.
And they weren't talking. They're just like, like,
yeah. Who knows?
Oh, that is funny to think about.
The Tourette's brain just wants to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's too funny. I'm with you on the no bad words thing. I have felt like that forever, where I'm like, well, if we just say that there's no more bad words, and it's how you say things more that means like something, then that means there's no bad words. It's just the context of how someone means something, and that's the way it should be anyways.
Yeah, exactly. If you use a word to purposely try to hurt someone, that's bad. But the word itself is not bad. The word fuck is not bad. Fuck me, okay?
Right.
I say it all the time, hundreds of times a day probably. But
yeah, like if we just taught kids that there was no such things as bad words anymore, but just bad intent behind your words, then people would probably be better.
Yeah, we changed the whole rules. As soon as my swearing tics started, my wife changed the rules. Everyone in the family is allowed to swear. It took some time for the kids to adjust to it. It took them different amounts of time to be okay with saying a swear word. But after the novelty of it wore off, now everyone in the family swears, and it's just not a big deal. So like, if you train kids to think that it's a horrible, bad thing, there's going to be so much shame and guilt and bad feelings and lifelong trauma that's difficult to recover from. Fuck me. But if you just make it a normal thing, trust me, it becomes quickly not a big deal. To where, and now I love that my kids will not judge people for swearing,
Right.
like I was taught to. Fuck me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe that everyone, including kids, should be able to swear. Fuck me.
I'm right there with you.
Saying it. Fuck me. Okay. Fuck me. Okay. Fuck me. Fuck me.
I think BMX teaches a little bit of that too from the start.
Yeah. Fuck me.
And just like that you're, I guess flatland was probably a little different for you and growing up, like more learning by yourself. But growing up at the skate park, I'm seeing all of these different people who are from different areas and walks of life, who are all cussing, who are all whatever, just however they are as a person, whatever they do. But then we're all buddies at the skate park and we're all having fun together.
I know, it's beautiful. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're like or what you do. You can all just love. It is awesome. I can't explain how much that means to me to be now discovering that way of viewing the world. And it amazes me that you guys in the BMX community, you're just naturally that way. It's awesome.
I think you can say we now.
Yeah, we are. Fuck me.
That's right.
Thank you. Fuck you. Okay?
It's real though, and I think that this conversation and us putting this out there into the world is going to make some people realize that they've taken it for granted.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope that someone can learn something from it.
Because it's
more your person. But
yeah, man, it's real, and it just shows like there's people who are all different from all different whatevers in life. Like I'm sitting here in Ohio. I don't even know what state you're in, but you're in Virginia with Tourette's. Every other word is a F me, and we're just, hanging out, chatting about BMX and how amazing it is,
I know. It is awesome.
It really is. And I'm gonna be real with you, like I genuinely got into a mode where I did not have any desire to do podcasts, and this brought it back because I realized that it's not about the getting it out every week. It's about wanting to share people's stories like yours, and not just like what well-known recognizable name can I get this week.
Yeah, well, it's an honor to be here. I appreciate you taking time to talk to me. It's really neat.
Yeah, man.
For me. Okay.
What do you have on your radar, like for riding events and things?
Usually it's just Huff Jam every July because I live fairly close to there in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But my wife is encouraging me to push myself to go to more things. So I want to try maybe something else next year in addition to that. And also I'm looking at the Rumble in Richmond.
Yeah, I think that
a couple weeks.
That's the end of the month. At that new skate park. I can promise you, if you go to that, you need to take your bike. And even if you're the only person doing flatland, you need to just find the spot where it's like nobody's riding that area of the park, or it's by the parking lot or something, and do your thing. And people are going to be excited about it because before I saw flatland at Cornhucket a couple years ago, I had never even seen more than one person doing flatland in person.
Yeah, because it's so rare.
Yeah, it is. And if you don't know the scene and you don't know where people are riding at, you're never going to see it. So like, I think it would be amazing for other people even just to see someone doing flatland in person.
I'm so glad you said that, because that thought crossed my mind. That was one of my reasons for wanting to go, is I thought maybe I can introduce flatland to someone out there.
Yeah.
hasn't had a chance to see it. So that's really fun. But I am really considering going possibly. I can't guarantee, but I really want to try to make it happen. That would be so cool. But me.
I mean, maybe even if you
me.
decide that you're for sure going to, you could get a couple people who are not too far away that also ride flat, and you guys could meet there and then have like a constant flatland session.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. But and the whole reason, the fact that I'm even considering going is a big deal.
Yeah.
And because of the Flatland Huff Jam contest, because I've been there 3 years in a row now and seen how easy it is to be myself there, I don't have to stress at all. But me.
Yeah.
That's why I felt safe about, I bet I could go to this Rumble in Richmond and feel just as safe, even if I don't know anyone. But
oh yeah, you
like honestly believe that I could walk in there and not even worry. But me. So I'm really hoping I can go. But me.
I can reassure you right now that your feeling is right, and it'll be good. And have you ever heard Crandall announcing an event?
No, only on video. I used to watch the FDM Ghetto Street.
I mean, it kind of sounds like he's saying just random stuff that comes to his mind too. Like somebody does a drink and he's like, "Oh, somebody call the cops!" Like he's just saying random stuff. So it's like,
I bet it's a fun event.
It's so good. I don't know. It's going to be different this year than the previous, because the previous ones were just that giant dirt jump, but now there's like a huge whole bike park there.
I know, it looks awesome. And there's more likely to be a flatland space there somewhere. So yeah.
I would assume you'd be able to find a. How big of an area do you need? 20 or 30 by 30? What do you need?
Oh, well, I grew up riding huge parking lots, so I was spoiled with big ass church parking lots and stuff. But right now my riding spot is very small, so it's training me to be more. It's really good to force yourself to ride in a small spot, because it makes you really refine your skills on certain tricks. So I currently have a very small spot that I ride in.
So what would you say that you could like make do with? Like actual numbers.
Like 15 feet by 15. There are plenty of tricks you can do within that space. There are other tricks that I would need more space, but you just do what you can in that space. But
I feel like you could pretty confidently say there's going to be a 15 by 15 square area at that park.
Sounds fun. I hope I can get there.
I hope so too, man. How often do you get to ride?
Okay. I try to do a little bit each day. Like my goal is always to do at least one trick per day, because then it usually will end up being more than one trick.
Oh yeah, that's how that works.
Life has been pretty busy lately, so I'm not always perfect about it. But that's always my goal: is one trick a day at least, and sometimes it will be longer. But
nice.
Until I stand the heat of the sun anymore. It's brutal.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine.
I prefer cold weather riding, but I just cleared a tiny space in the basement. My wife helped me clear a space so that I can do some tricks inside, but in that little small space, I'm excited.
That's one of the beauties of Flatland.
Yeah.
You guys can just do it in a basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that's how some Flatlanders got so good, is because they live up north in the cold, and that's all they could do was just spin around in one spot in the basement.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense.
But this whole thing, getting back into Flatland and seeing these guys that are still doing insane tricks in their 40s, 50s, like I'm 38 now. I thought I was too old in my 20s, but no. I've learned from these new friends that there's no limit and there's no end to my riding. So I'm like so pumped to continue progressing. But when I first started riding again a few years ago, I was just hoping to relearn some of my old tricks. But now I'm like, I'm going to progress to the next level. I'm going to like really take this seriously. I feel so excited about it every time I get on that bike. But and just the new community, the friends, it's just awesome. Okay.
I think,
like a whole new chance at life. Fuck me.
and that's
Okay?
incredible that
Fuck me.
something like
Fuck
BMX
me.
can offer that
Okay? Fuck me. Okay?
to
Fuck
you.
me. Okay? Yeah. So,
I think I haven't watched much of your Instagram stuff yet, but I
Okay?
think if you record, since you already record riding, if
Okay?
and
Fuck me.
like if you record yourself trying to do a new thing, I think if you recorded yourself like saying what you were gonna do or try, kind of like
Yeah.
some of my videos where I'm like saying what I'm gonna do, but you edit it together to be like an Instagram reel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then and kind of just give it like a
Fuck me.
not like a theme. I don't want to say theme because it makes it sound weird, but like a consistent layout. I think that's something that not only would get people to be familiar with Tourette's, because you could even be like, I'm Justin, I have Tourette's, I ride BMX, and today I'm going to be whatever. And then obviously you're going to have a bunch of those mixed in there. And it could be a really awesome way to make it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I do often try to combine writing with talking just because that's my way of showing people Tourette's.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for me to put myself on camera talking. Like, I stress about it a lot because but I do it to try to show people what the reality of what it is. And the biking just helps. My two passions are teaching people about acceptance and Tourette's, and also biking, and so I like that I can combine them. But me.
Yeah.
Hopefully make the world a little more loving and accepting is my goal. Fuck me.
I think you could do it.
Someone who is different. Fuck me.
I think you could do it.
Fuck me.
I follow this guy on Facebook. His name on there is like Lewis Q Ball something or another.
Okay.
He's from the UK and he has Tourette's. And he would make videos like reading a nursery rhyme because it's like it's this kid's thing, but it's like guy with Tourette's reads nursery rhyme, and he's having his tics in the middle of it, and I can just see how doing something like that, but then at the end bringing it full circle and being like, look, this is a kid's book, and I read it with my tics. And it's like shows that I have a good message and I mean well, but sometimes I have Tourette's. It makes me say things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's the goal, to show different situations of what it's like. And yeah, reading kids' books, that has been interesting, in reading to my son in recent years. It can be difficult when I take out the characters in the books.
Dude,
that's an interesting experience.
I just had like a really good idea. I'm not going to say this one in a way that people could hear it. I'm going to type this one so we could say it afterwards, because you could actually do this.
Okay. Fuck me. Okay.
Boom.
Can I lick your asshole?
Absolutely not.
That'd be great. Great. Thanks. I don't want to. Fuck me. Okay. Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't. Is there more to talk about with Tourette's and things we haven't really covered educationally for people?
Oh, there's endless things about it, but it's hard to even think of them all. But feel free to ask anytime. I'm always up to film a video about answering any questions that anyone has. So, fuck me. I hope people will take me up on that, because the more questions I can answer, the more I feel like the world is safer for people who are different. Fuck me.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely.
So, fuck me. But, yeah,
Did you notice we were matching purple shirts?
No. Oh, awesome. Fuck me. Okay.
That's pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah.
So, on that note, man, I think we've covered it really well, and I think we've kind of told your story. So if people want to find you on Instagram or wherever you're at on the internet, where do they go?
It's always Tourette's Life. Fuck me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Fuck me. I think I have it consistent on all of them. Tourette's, life.
How did you get
Yeah.
that
But me.
handle?
I don't know. I thought it would be the first one anyone would take, but
Seriously though, how did nobody take that?
I don't know. But yeah. So, but
Well,
yeah, send me your questions. I will answer them.
double lawnmower, okay.
Okay. But
Okay.
okay. I know.
I've been avoiding it when you say Cartman. Trying to. I have a mean Cartman impression.
Oh, I love it.
Like, yeah, screw you guys.
I love it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm one of the biggest South Park fans. I
That's just one of the best shows.
can't get enough. But
So, on that note, everybody, go follow Tourette's Life on all the platforms. Watch the videos. Go to Huff Jam and go to the Royal Rumble and meet Justin and learn about Tourette's and watch him ride.
That'd be cool. Come say hi if I make it. I'll tell you on Instagram if I'm actually gonna make it there, but I hope so. But I'd love to meet more people. You guys are all awesome. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this has been amazing, man. I really appreciate the fact that you were willing to come on here and tell your story and be open and everything you were willing to say.
Well, thank you for giving me. Fuck you for giving me the chance. Okay. Lovely to meet you, and I look forward to talking again. Fuck me.
Absolutely,
okay?
man.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.